Alright, and we are live.
All right. So before before we start this episode, I am going to preface it with if you are easily triggered by like acts of abuse, sexual or emotional, this may be hard to listen to. This is a pretty despicable fucking human being, and his name is Arcadum. So this is episode 8. We're going to be going through, I believe we have 3 or 4 incidents from this individual.
Well, we only read about 5 of them, I believe.
And
Granted,
there's more.
Yeah. From I haven't done like an actual count or anything like that.
I've seen things where, like, in some of them they mention, like, there's 10, like, more than 10 women or something like that.
I seen 10, I seen 20. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head.
And a little background on myself. When I was in college, I took psychology, so I had to do in sociology, so I had to do a lot of not case studies, but I did have to look a lot into abusive behaviors and like abusive traits that a lot of people have. And my job also trains me to identify forms of emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse. Granted, it's in children, but it can still be carried over to adults because it's actually fairly similar in the aspect of abuse, but I guess not as grave. I shouldn't even say that. But my job, I have to keep kids safe, so I have to know how to identify these things. So this individual, he runs D&D campaigns on the internet. That's his shtick. That's his job.
Before we continue, I guess we might as well let me go ahead and throw this out. We don't have any dogs in this fight. Actually, I take that back. I do. But the dog that I have in this fight, we are kicking the shit out of right now for losing the said fight. Man, because, alright, so I've been watching some of Arcadum's videos. Like, I really liked his, what's called Pride of the Nightwolf videos, or not videos, I guess, but streams. And, what's called? I was following his, the ones he was doing with the VTubers recently. Otikata's Curse. So I was wondering why he stopped uploading videos for 3 weeks. Now we know!
Yeah, so these are fairly recent things. They happened all in the span of, like, all of this came to light late August.
Yeah, so about pretty close to a month ago at this point.
Yeah, so
we're a day late and $1 short, but fuck it, we're gonna talk about a day with.
And this just came to our attention recently.
Yeah.
And
I guess I guess I'll tell you how it came to my attention and I sent it to you.
Yeah.
Alright, so I was wondering why he wasn't uploading any videos, so I was just like, alright, fuck it, maybe he's on like a hiatus or something. Works out great because I need to catch up on Otikata's Curse. I was only on episode 2. And then I see a video on my personal YouTube channel, the recommendations. Joe Cat talks about Arcadum. I was like, oh, okay, I'm kind of curious to hear about this. I like Joe Cat from the, I forget the name of the stream already, even though I just said prior to the Nightwolf streams. Alright, take a look at it. Yeah, so this dude's like a kind of a fucking shitbag. I'm paraphrasing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no real time we could actually roleplay and na-na-na-na-na-na. And right now, Arcadum's in the middle of this controversy. I don't really think that, him being a shitty DM counts as controversy, but whatever. Mm-hmm. But, it kind of stuck out in my head. What controversy? Look up Arcadum controversy. here we fucking are.
So,
and then we watched the memes.
Yeah, we watched all the memes come out, and then we actually started to look into it more, and we were kind of debating on whether or not to make this, since we don't have any dogs in this fight.
Yeah.
But
like I said, I did.
Yeah, but
damn it.
But it is one thing that, we feel strongly enough about to make an episode based off of the events. So
our whole basis for this episode at first was let's laugh at Arcade. First of all, let me turn this mic closer to me. I'm sorry. Let's laugh at Arcadum. We're still going to do that, but it just us reading this gotten what's that word? It got a little too real, I guess best to describe it.
Yeah, so the original intent was just to make fun of Arcadum and his failing career right now with everything going on, how he's been basically how it's affected him. And I was sent a response that he made that I will not read because I have no interest in seeing what this individual has to say to justify his actions.
Don't worry, I'll read it.
Okay, so one of us read it, one of us will know about it, but the one that hit me the hardest was from a young woman named Falcone. She released a Google Docs on it, documenting what had happened to her, and it was her abuse was the only abuse that I have seen so far that was physical in nature. So, from my understanding, I'm not trying to probe into anyone's mindset. This is just from my objective standpoint, and I'm going to try to remain objective as possible based off the evidence that I have in my hand, in my possession. So the doc goes saying Falcone invited Arcadum to her house, meaning they live close together. They were close enough for her to feel safe enough to invite this despicable human being into her house. Yeah. She didn't know this at the time, of course.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much the most abuse situations.
Yeah, like
you don't really know until it actually happens.
Yeah, and then you start getting accounts of other people who have gone through this.
Yeah.
So, from the document itself, it had mentioned that Arcadum basically he came to her house and he started to get physical. At first, it started playfully, I guess, with braiding hair.
No, not braiding hair. It was I got it right here. Scratching. Scratching her back and playing with her hair. I'm trying to figure that part out. Who the fuck ever asked someone to scratch their back in a plate just like randomly? Like, I understand if it's like, hey, bro, I got a spot on my back. Can you scratch it for me? Not just randomly, hey, man, can I scratch your back? I think in that situation, fuck no. The fucking, no.
But she goes on to say that she's friendly in that nature where,
you got some people that are kind of like cool with touching each other.
Yeah, and they're okay with it. They do, and it's common to them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hell, we're Americans. We probably can hear about it all the time. Wait, hold on. Punk is not a sexual thing to you? No.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that fucking throws me off about Japanese culture is any kind of physical contact, whether it be hand holding or hugging, is sexual in some nature, and it's just really?
Yeah. So, boys, if you ever come to Japan, if you hold hands with the girl, you might as well be fist deep in her asshole.
But. So
in hindsight, maybe we shouldn't be talking like that in this situation.
Yeah.
It's slightly inappropriate. We're still gonna talk like that, but It's appropriate.
Yeah, so she didn't think anything of it, and his hands started to, she say, wander to places they shouldn't be. Meaning he started to caress her in different areas that, aren't her back.
Yeah.
And then he starts to just kind of, I guess, embrace her is the
Yeah.
best way I can put it. And
The way she made it sound here, like she ended up he ended up like kind of grabbing her from behind. That's the way I understood it. It just says embrace, but then she mentioned specifically weird dry humpy embrace. So that's the only thing that makes sense in my mind. I mean, I guess you could dry hump from the front too, but it makes more sense from the back.
But like I don't know, like I skimmed over her document as fast as I could just to get the knowledge that I needed to be able to speak. Yeah. I don't know if she has had prior, what's it called? She had been assaulted prior to this incident.
Prior to Arcadum,
I don't think she says
kind of what's it called? She
over
kind
text.
of implied it. No, wait. Oh no, wait. With Arcadum or just other people in general?
Oh, I was thinking just other people.
Oh, other people in general. Yeah, they. If this is the right chick, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Yeah. So, yeah, it was Falcona. Yeah. So okay. She says later on in the document that she has years of sexual and emotional abuse from older men.
Okay, so
what that means, she doesn't go into detail.
Yeah. So, whenever she thought he was being playful, and he took advantage of that situation and decided to try and move things in a way. He has a girlfriend, by the way.
Yeah, girlfriend / wife.
And the most common thing is he uses that I have a girlfriend thing to gain power over all these women.
Yeah.
What he does is what a lot of predators do commonly. They create, like, human predators, not animals. Right. Human predators will create a false sense of security around you. They'll make you feel safe for them to take advantage of you in the future. So all of his interactions, everything that I have seen, starts out with, we're just really good friends, and then it gets really fucking weird when he starts bringing his girlfriend into it. His girlfriend name is Tiffany, and he mentions that all the time. So he's always like, I gotta escape the negativity, man. Yeah, I can't say if he is actually in a negative space, as I don't know him. But judging from the behavior and how his girlfriend doesn't want him to talk to women that he's been close to, it's probably false. Yeah. Or he's got that trait of being able to manipulate words in a way that pushes his pity party, essentially.
Actually, I just realized you glossed over the actually, you didn't even get to the actual assault part. That was just the beginning, the whole dry humpy thing, as she put. After that, I'm just gonna read it verbatim. I remained motionless and did not touch Arcadum back in any way, shape, or form. This weird, dry, humpy embrace lasted several minutes as he cried into my neck. I could feel him gripping at my shirt and pants and holding me violently and just crying into my neck. Once the first hug finally ended, I pulled away and verbally tried to console him, which I am bad at in general, about his relationship and home issue. Oh yeah, all this stemmed from him apparently having it, like what Kodai said earlier. All this supposedly happened because his wife was abusing him. Wife/girl. I also don't know what the fuck she is to her.
I think. So in one of the documents, he mentioned that they were only engaged, and I think that was Kelly's.
Yeah, Kelly's
encounter with him
specifically said engaged for like 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years, and she cheated on him. in quotations, cheated on me 7 years in. It's pretty shitty, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The cheating is, from what I remember, was just erotic role playing.
yeah,
Which
so
I'm gonna
two,
ask you questions about that later.
yeah. So he's gotten, and she has, since she has prior experience with abuse, naturally she kind of shut herself down. She didn't. She didn't.
Remained silent and didn't tell her to
Motionless.
stop. Just let it
Because
happen and move on.
it's like I'm not gonna say that I know what people who go through sexual abuse know.
Yeah.
Personally, know people who have gone through it, and I don't say that I know how they feel. But one thing I have noticed is, like, in a lot of cases that I've read, women who have been sexually abused, whether it be stemming from childhood or adulthood, usually whenever a man gets physical and they start getting aggressive, so the whole violently crying or gripping onto her, it puts
it just says
puts,
holding her violently.
Yeah, so it puts the individual into a position of survival.
Yeah,
what is the highest likely chance that I will not get hurt physically and I will not lose my life? So people shut down because he is a big dude. Mm-hmm. She mentions that she's only 5'3" and she's like 130 pounds or something. She's around 145 pounds, roughly 70 kilograms for the metric.
Well, she went really specific in her thing. Around 140.
65.7709 kilograms. So yeah. 65 kilograms.
I'm kind of surprised she went that. She used that many decimals. Holy shit, decimals.
Yeah. So she is not a large person. She's 5'3". She's 145 pounds. She is not large by any means. Arcadum is probably, the average male in the U.S. is probably 5'9" to 6 foot. Yeah. And judging from his fucking streams I've seen, he's easily above 200 fucking pounds.
Yeah, he's a big fucking dude.
So if my interpretation of what I've read is correct, she shut down, went into survival, and she just wanted it to be over. And he didn't. Did he do anything other than that?
Grab a hold of her. Here we go. Let's see. I agreed. Oh wait, sorry. So she went and checked to make sure his sleeping arrangements were all fine and dandy. He asked for another hug in the frame of the door. He agreed, or she agreed out of. I'm going back to reading it verbatim. Mm-hmm. I agreed out of submission to his emotional distress, which led to him forcing me up against the wall and proceeding with his version of a hug in quotation marks. Again, my body was touched and grabbed at, purposefully avoiding my genitals and breast to a degree. It felt like hours, but most likely went on for minutes, but the line was crossed when he started kissing my neck and trying to hide it behind crying. I pushed him away as gently as I could and disengaged politely to my room. That was the first night staying in this home that I locked my door before I went to sleep. So she didn't even feel safe in her own home.
And the fact, now it's one thing to need a hug, when you're going through shit. It's one thing. But whenever your hug is that violent in nature, whether anything was touched or penetrated or anything, you have a fucking problem.
Yeah.
And he knows that he can easily overpower her if she stops. Like I said, he is a predator. He has that mindset where he is able to give you that sense of security, make you feel safe, and then overpower you with either emotional abuse, twisting of your words, or in a physical nature. Hers is the only one I've seen that got to a physical nature, as all of these other things happened over Discord and VR chat.
Yeah.
And the fact that this poor young lady had to go through that, and by the way, she is a member of his community. He pays her to do art, I believe, is what it was. He's an artist for her. She's an artist for Arcadum, I believe.
I'm actually not too sure what Falcone's position was with her.
Because
with him.
Because he's basically her boss.
Yeah.
Her employer, and she was scared that if she had fought, and he possesses knowledge of her prior abuse that I'm assuming before this document came out, not a lot of people had that knowledge privy to them. They weren't told, you got to have a certain relationship with someone to reveal that kind of information. And
let's see. From what I can tell, she mainly is I'm looking at her website right now. She's mainly a streamer.
Okay. But I think the emotional aspect, which is part 2 of the document, goes on to say how she is a member of his community, and that he does, like, it's his community, he has a lot of power over the people in it, which we'll get into with Kelly a little later. But with Falcone, she was afraid she was afraid that had she rejected his advances, he would paint her in a negative light, and it would affect her job. It would affect her livelihood. And from what this fucking person has done, obviously he is completely okay with destroying someone's self-esteem and twisting everything to benefit himself. I've seen evidence of him legitimately reaching out to other people and telling them to stop talking to a person.
It's not even just that. He fucking sexually assaulted her. Yet he also tells a different chick that this chick is a lying cunt.
Yeah.
Actually, apparently he did that a couple of times.
So what he did was, once he did this act, once he started to act out sexually, and then once he knew he had some form of control over her livelihood, pretty sure it never left his mind, but he knew he had that control, he knew he had that influence over people's thought of Falcone. So he went into damage control, because all of a sudden he's like, shit, I shouldn't have fucking done that. Yeah, dipshit, probably not. So he goes on to talk to Momo.
His damage control is the best part of this whole situation. Well, not that one, but like his damage control once shit started leaking.
He went and edited all of the messages.
Yeah.
To make it seem like other people were pinning this negative light on him, that he was this person who could do no wrong.
Man, I know you don't use Discord a whole hell of a lot. I use it so. But it's quite obvious to anyone that's never used fucking Discord that you edited the thing when it says edit next to what the fuck you wrote, you stupid motherfucker. The fuck were you thinking? Like, now that's just making it worse. Like, you go back and edit the shit just makes it worse on you, because, first of all, it's
that's you admitting guilt. That's you admitting.
Not only is it admitting that you're guilty, but it's also you're just showing that you're trying to weasel out of the situation, you stupid fuck.
Yeah. And while I was at work, I was reading through Kelly's thing. I have never felt this level of anger towards an individual, like that I don't know. I get mad over internet shit sometimes. Depending on the situation,
You get mad at me for threatening to jerk off to Katsuragi from Senran Kagura.
It's a different conversation for a different time. And before you start leaking those messages, I'll edit them just so that you know that I didn't do it.
Wait, hold on. I actually gotta go to Discord. I gotta edit a bunch of messages to my friend.
But onto the topic at hand. She was able to document the people that he had gone to, a VTuber being one of them, Momo.
Yeah, Momo.
And telling her, like, I don't know why she's saying these things about me. I don't know why she's I guess threatened or something like that. It was something along those lines. And it got to a point where I had to stop reading because I was like, you have not only shown everyone your ass, you're trying not to own the fact that you're a terrible piece of shit. You're trying to hide it, which makes it worse because if you're able to hide it, you're going to do it again.
Yeah. Oh,
like
that was fucking golden too. I don't remember if I sent it to you or not, but excuse me. Turns out, he got the VTuber group, the Odi Kata's curse group together, and told them basically, yo, don't worry about what's gonna be posted here in a few days. It's gonna blow over. It's just one chick with a mental illness. Great, he left out the part about where he exploited, the mental illness. But it's just one Twitter post or one twit longer by a mental ill person. Problem is, the twit longer was twit longers. There was 20 of them at the very least. Well, according to one count. And on top of that, he also felt the need to edit some of the messages, make it go from I love you to I love my wife. I love you in a platonic way.
I didn't see that part.
It's I think it was under the Kelly Siren one, I want to say. One of them said specifically that.
I saw that he had mentioned he had to get rid of all the women he got close to in a Discord server because his girlfriend told him not to talk to them. So he basically told all these people to fuck off and get out of my Discord server. And
here we go. I found one of them. He edited one of the messages to say, at Stouts, I did feel a draw to you. But I didn't follow through because I love Tiffany and it would have been a mistake. Just randomly shoehorn in your whatever the hell she is to you.
It's a common thing among people who lie. Is that, they say when you lie, you add an embarrassing detail to it to make it more believable. If you ever do lie, add an embarrassing detail to something that could have happened in that situation. About, most of the time people will probably believe you that this situation did happen.
Why the fuck would you admit to an embarrassing situation otherwise?
Yeah. So, him basically saying, oh, I love Tiffany and da-da-da-da, is his way of... What's it called?
Here we go. I found the one I was specifically talking about.
Oh, you did?
This one, apparently, it was under Kelly Siren's twit longer. I forget what the actual original thing said. But it says, I platonically love you, Kelly. It's plain and simple. Edited. What was it? I do hope one day that you might take the gamble on me. I have to be honest. I will certainly want to try, but if it never happens, I'll be fine with that too. I love Tiffany still. Oh, sorry. Edited.
So what he's doing in that situation is, like I said, he's covering his tracks. He's
trying to. If you hover over the edited, it says that he edited it on August 25th, 2021. Yeah.
So he got that sense, like, when this shit hits the fan, these people obviously didn't screen cap it. I can push this narrative in my favor.
Yep.
And go about my day. What he didn't know is everyone screenshotted shit before he started editing, before he started panicking.
I think people slowly started kind of like picking up the red flags as time went on. Oh, well, we should have started off with this, but he already admitted to everything he's done for the most part, so that's why we're just gonna fucking make fun of this poor, I can't even call him a poor fucker. Excuse me.
Poor stain.
We're just gonna make fun of this piece of fuck is the best I can describe him. He's not even a piece of shit, he's a cum stain. He's his father's grown up cum he hates.
So.
Oh, and yeah, he hates his dad too. Who the fuck would have thought?
Yeah. So, a lot of shit. A lot of. This is all common knowledge, but a lot of people who are abusive, it falls under bullying as well. A lot of people who are abusive in nature usually have been a victim of abuse in some way, shape, or form. And judging by the fact that he hates his dad, he's probably abused as a child.
Yeah. Well, hell, he straight up admits that his dad does drugs too, whatever you want to make of that.
Yeah, so that would fall under, like, you know, when he was a kid, his dad did drugs, neglected him, and, you know, now he wants to do, he basically wants people to feel the way he felt 80 years ago. You know, he wants people to basically sympathize with him and force them to feel the way that he felt, which is and in Kelly's situation, probably gonna go past Falcona now because I spent enough time.
Yeah, there's only really so many times you could say sexual assault is fucked up before it's like, all right, we fucking get it, it's bad.
Yeah, so
it's as bad as that sounds.
So, in Kelly's situation, he isolated her. It's a thing it's another personality trait above, you know, in abusive persons. They want to isolate you. They want to control how you think, who you talk to, and who talks to you. They want complete control over your life. And in her situation, you know, with what's her name? With Falcona, it was hard to read. With Kelly, it was a lot harder to read. And I'm not trying to, you know, say physical assault isn't worse than emotional and psychological abuse. You know, they're both forms of abuse. They both fucking suck, and they're both terrible.
Yeah.
But where Falcona, it's all, you know, she has some messages between her and Arcadum, and obviously her personal account, which I fully sympathize with, and I you know, no one should have to go through that. Kelly has so many different screenshots from the start of their relationship to what it became within almost 2 years.
To put it this way, with what's her name? Falcona, you don't really see how he treated her. You know, other than like a handful of screenshots.
Yeah. But with
Kelly, you see the screenshots. You see, for the most part, what was going on.
And you also understand what she goes through, because in one of the screenshots, it was near like the middle of their relationship. It was when he started to develop these strong feelings, I say in quotations. And he starts to basically say certain things like, have fun with so-and-so. No one says that. No one says, like, if I'm like, Sydney, have fun with, you know, like, if me and him aren't hanging out, I'm just like, have fun with Ricky or something like that. It's going to make a negative connotation to Sydney. It's going to make him think, oh, fuck, what did I do?
Yeah.
Like, why is he saying it this way?
Not even just that. Like, in a situation you're hanging out with Ricky or you're hanging out with Muhammad or anything like that, I would never text them and ask them, yo, what's your intentions with Kodai?
Yeah.
I just want you to know he's my friend. What the fuck? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and he.
So yeah, that's what happened with I guess we should
Kelly
mention this. Kelly said, according to Kelly, there was like a bunch of guys she would be hanging out with. She would have zero interest with them. And they'll still randomly get a text from Arcadum asking, "Hey, what are your intentions with her? I love her. I just want you to know that." So on and so forth. And they all think that she's taken by him, so they just back off.
They back off.
That most dudes will have that kind of code between each other.
Yeah, it's
even if they never met.
Yeah, it's just kind of like that respect,
Respect.
It's like, shit.
Either respect or, well, obviously she wants nothing to do with me, so let's just get the fuck out of here while we still get the chance. That's just real talk, though.
So,
but while we're talking about some of the things that Kelly was talking about, did you notice that the way he hits on people, it's kind of like a certain psychopath at a bar that just says kawaii to people with rape eyes?
A little bit, yeah. What I've noticed with a lot of the way he flirts is his flirting is it's not smooth in any way.
It's as subtle as a fucking brick to the face.
Right? It's like creepy in a lot of ways because it'll
just be right out of nowhere. Want to jack off together? Well, wait. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Here, let me read it out loud. Before you try to fall asleep again, we should fap it. It would help me relax.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's gonna work out well. Yeah, let me try that with Snow the next time I see her. Hey, you want to try just fucking fapping together? It will help me relax. I'm gonna get a punch to the face and I won't be able to see Snow ever again.
And some backstory on that is, so he went through a time where he couldn't sleep. And he was stressed about all the negativity that's plagued his cushy fucking dungeon master life.
Yeah.
And
let's be a little bit mean. Like, just because you're a streamer doesn't mean you're gonna have a completely cushy life. Like what's it? The Ruby Rotten, whatever her name was, and Attila the Hun, whatever the fuck his last name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that their life was exactly free of turmoil. Granted, they were causing the turmoil to each other.
So, with that sentiment out, so he's basically put upon people what his situation. I say in quotations, because I don't even know if it's really his fucking situation.
Yeah, he could be making it. He's doing the tactic. I'm pretty sure every man has tried this once to get pussy. Where, they try to use sympathy, which, I don't know about you, but I'm guilty of it. Never fucking worked. But, it'll be something, really benign, though, at least for me. It'll be like, hey, I got hurt during my wrestling match. You wanna suck my dick to make me feel better? And, obviously it's a fucking joke, but no, this dude will be like, oh, man, my wife really wants to divorce me. Want to suck my dick to make me feel better?
So Arcadum is going through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
That we see in these messages.
With his wife/girlfriend.
So there's different accounts where she's abusive to him, she's abusing drugs, he's painting this person that he claims to be the love of his life, because he says he's apparently said on multiple occasions to Naomi, there are only two things in my heart. It's for Tiffany and D&D. As sad as that fucking sounds.
Yeah.
So
not the have a room in his heart for his wife thing. That part makes sense. But Jesus Christ. There's only two things in love. Snow and shit, I got nothing else. Fuck. Okay, never mind. Maybe I'm a little bit sadder compared to him.
So he's using that pity, like pity baiting to, like, everyone's gonna be sympathetic to the guy who's being abused or neglected by a loved one.
Yeah.
It's something that I've seen multiple times. It's something I've read about multiple times.
Well, hell, we know a guy that had that happen.
We know a guy who did it,
Yeah.
or who had it happen. I forgot.
Ish. Well, no, he was. I think he was trying to.
It happened to him.
So, well, I'm not gonna say K. All right, him and his wife was going through a rough patch, and he was trying to get me to hook him up with one of Snow's friends.
Ah, yeah.
And that I told him, yeah, that's not gonna fucking happen. Because I already knew exactly where it's gonna go. First of all, he's not even in Japan anymore. Number two, I knew how this is gonna work out. He's gonna go try to get his dick wet. In a situation he did, he's gonna bounce immediately, and I end up with a fucking fist to the throat because I'm the one that fucking caused it.
Yeah. So he's doing that, and it's something that is able to garner sympathy on a level that a lot of things can't.
Yeah.
It'll make the people you're talking to want to talk to you more.
Yeah, try to console you.
Yeah, try and console you. They give you all their attention, and he gets addicted to that attention.
Yeah.
And that's what he craves. So he starts
not even just that. He uses the sad emotional distress that he's getting, using the abuse he's supposedly getting. Because what are you gonna more likely do in this situation? Are you gonna, hey, Kodai, can you hand me a beer? Or, Kodai, Snow is just kicking the shit out of me. She's just calling me names. She's calling me a fat piece of shit. Can you hand me a beer? In which situation are you gonna be more likely to hand me a beer?
I'll just be like, hey, pussy, and then I'll hand you a beer.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's between us, but...
No, but like, I get what you're saying. I would
in most
be more
situations,
inclined
that's
to
what
the
Arcadum
person...
was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, where he's like, oh, man, my wife's fucking abusing the shit out of me. I got nowhere to go. Mind sucking my dick?
Yeah.
Great, it's not with that kind of upbeat tune right at the end.
But, he's... And Kelly has gone on to say that she sometimes adhered to a request. Yeah. Because that was the only way to get him to leave her alone. So what we see in that behavior is basically that he's basically just beating her down until she does what he wants.
Yeah. Because I remember I got the quote right here in my notes. Oh, this is the first time we actually did show prep for once. But after a long time of listening to him and comforting him, it started getting to the point where he'd randomly ask me to make him feel better and help him find sexual release. It most always came in two forms. Either he was very down and had a bad day and was requesting I make him feel better, or he was confidently asking me after a good day if I wanted to because he was feeling himself. Which, to anybody else, they would say, so really, every day.
Yeah.
So
and like he would do this if he didn't do it every day, it was every few days. Yeah. He would ask her to do these acts to him in VR chat or whatever, because I don't think they knew each physically, but in VR chat, I guess they would sext basically.
Yeah, which I've always I've never used VR chat or anything like that, but
we're too broke to afford VR.
Yeah. I don't even think my graphics card could even support VR. But I guess what I'm curious about is what's the whole point of grabbing titties in VR chat?
I don't know, man. That's like the weird culture with a lot of shit like that. There's nothing there.
We did see that one YouTube video where there's just some furry couple going at it in VR chat. Like, this chick was floating in the air with her legs up above her head. This dude's like, I guess, doing the Michael Jackson lead to an extent. Just going ham.
It was probably one of the cringe compilations we saw.
Most likely.
But-
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't exactly imagine I don't have an Oculus or anything like that, but there's like, I can't think of any way it's gonna, like, a titty is gonna translate to a controller.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, hell, I was getting excited when fucking Senran Kagura Reflections is over there. Oh yeah, we got people in scientist outfits fucking jiggling, playing around. Thinking, oh hell yeah, this is gonna be great. Nintendo's awesome. Then it just felt like normal vibrations.
Yeah. So, like, you know, she would try to change the conversation a lot, or she would try to end the conversation there. So I have
no avail.
Yeah, so I have here. It's like, I was just saying, hey, so it's like, before you fall asleep, we can try FatBit, help me relax. So I was just saying, hey, if I'm going to start streaming at 4, I need to try to sleep. All right? Normal person, okay, and they leave you alone. Arcadum, alrighty, then no big deal. Just thought I would ask and see maybe if it would help you as well.
Well, let's try that next time you're on, like, Tinder or something. Just, hey, you match up with someone just immediately, hey, how's it going? Not bad, you. Hey, you want Fat to see if it makes us fall asleep?
And he goes on to say, I just know you would get me there really good, and I want to sleep too. I'm sorry if I push too hard. And that's another thing that is common in abusive people. After committing acts of abuse, they apologize and they try to reaffirm. So in physical altercations, a lot of them end with a lady or a dude, depending on the situation, getting a black eye, and then 30 minutes later, their spouse coming back saying, I'm so sorry, babe, you know, I love you, or I'm so sorry, honey, I love you, this will never happen again, kind of thing, you know. So it gives you that sense, like, okay, it's like, I love you, I love you, I love you. They reaffirm that. They push that into your head that I love you.
Yeah,
so that
Kelly was actually talking about that.
Yeah, which was what I was going to segue to after.
Yeah.
So what that does is it releases chemical in the brain that makes you feel happy, you know. This person really loves me. They get it, and it gives them that sense of euphoria of like, oh, they love me, you know, and it excuses the actions that they have just committed. And Kelly is a victim of that as well. Except I don't think she didn't reciprocate. He just keeps telling her that she loves him, like he loves her. That's his thing. Like just saying weird shit to try and get her to just keep talking.
Yeah.
And with this, all of these messages are dated August 31st. So after he says, "Oh, you'll get me there," she says, "I'm sleepy," and then he's like, "I got you. I'll leave you be. Thank you. Sleep well." And then he just keeps fucking talking. And then she, you know, being a nice person, I'm assuming she doesn't want to leave him on red, basically. She wants to try and formally end the conversation so that she can finally go the fuck to sleep. He just keeps fucking going.
Yeah.
And at some point, you just gotta fucking leave.
Actually, I do want to ask you this from a psychologist's point of view, because
I do have to say legally, I'm not a psychologist.
All right. From a psychology student's point of view, I'm sorry. All right, but all right, fine. From an armchair psychologist's point of view,
okay.
We'll go with that. So, like, I was wondering about this. So, you know, I'm rereading Kelly's account on this. And she says, problem is, eventually, it meant if I were to get on VR chat to comfort him, right?
Uh-huh.
So, not counting, like, just normal verbal comforting someone. I guess when most people think of comforting someone. they think at the very least just like holding them at the, like hugs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
At would so how would VR chat affect that? Just out of curiosity, because
Like the whole like hugging aspect.
yeah, because like VR chat, I'm sure you can see the arms around you. I'm assuming, but you can't really feel the arms around you, and I think that's kind of like the big part of getting comforted, like feeling that someone's there holding you instead of air.
So comfort can come from a lot of different things. So a common thing among people, like a lot of advice given to people who are having a bad day, is smile in a mirror. It'll make you happy. Legitimately, it will release, I believe it's dopamine or serotonin into your brain when you see someone smile and raise your mood.
Yeah.
Albeit it won't be for long, but your mood will be raised. It'll get you out of that funk that you started the day with. And, obviously seeing someone smile at you would probably, grow that. So,
Even
in
if
the
it's
aspect,
like a character, but like a
so,
mascot smile too.
so in like a unique stance as in VR chat, you can. So the difference between VR chat and Discord is you can't see the person. You can't see the person giving you a hug. You just read asterisk or slash, however the fuck you roleplay, hugs you. You see that, and it's just like, oh, okay, so that's that. In VR chat, you are physically seeing someone come to you and embrace you. Granted, it's not actually embracing you physically, but it's giving off the illusion of an embrace. And that embrace helps relieve stress in a lot of ways.
Okay.
So, it's not so much the fact that, you can't feel it, it's the fact that you can see the act being performed is what really gets it going. Just like a simple smile in a mirror can raise your mood. Seeing someone smile at you, whether it be VR or real, it still kind of registers in the brain of this person is smiling, and it boosts your mood.
Right.
Like I said, it may not boost it a lot, but you
Right.
get my point.
So like VR chat, it kind of tricks you into like making you think that someone's smiling at you. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, it kind of it immerses you into a digital world, so your senses are all blocked. Visually, you're seeing VR chat, and you're hearing the other person. And then, obviously seeing a person come and give you a hug, you get that sense of like, oh, I'm getting a hug. As opposed to just staring at a computer monitor and seeing a text pop up, you're more likely to get positive effects of a smile or a hug from a VR chat.
Okay. That actually answers two of my questions. I was going to ask about specifically like VR chat, erotic roleplay and stuff like that. Like how, obviously VR chat ain't going to do... If getting a hug in VR chat ain't going to do jack fuck to you, then, obviously erotic roleplay ain't going to either, but I guess when you... sorry, I'm kind of half drunk right now. I guess when you put it like that, I guess the, like I said, I don't fucking use VR chat, so I don't know what, erotic roleplay is like that, or like on that. So, I guess, similar situation, where the VR just makes you, kind of like half-ass tricks you into thinking you're, fucking someone.
Yeah, so, what's the reason for VR porn? It's to give you that illusion that you're having sex with your favorite porn star.
Yeah.
It's just there, and it gets people going, because obviously it's still going, so I guess it has some merit.
Yeah.
And it's like...
doing something right.
Yeah, so I think in that aspect, I'm not saying if it's definitive or not when it comes to erotic role-playing stuff.
Yeah.
Hearing someone's voice really helps, I guess, because you already have in your head your emotional with, or you're emotionally bonded with someone over Discord. Say you and what's her name? I'm not gonna say her name, but
well, actually, she did say you. We can call her Azel.
Okay, so you and Azel's relationship,
Yeah.
You guys are like brother and sister, and you guys talk like brother and sister. So
Yeah.
you already have that bond with her. Now imagine, different person. You have a similar bond, but they know more personal information about you. They know more things about your sexual prowess, your sexual relationships that you've had in the past, and you create that bond of trust with that person. When you hear that person speak, you're going to automatically think in your head, I can trust this person, I can be intimate with this person, which will trick the brain into starting to feel sexual feelings for the person. A voice can go a long way.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
I get what you're saying.
yeah, and
Like,
then obviously with VR chat, you can see the person mounting you, so
yeah.
that adds to it.
I guess when you put it like that, I get what you're saying with the whole like I find it hard to we're all adults here, so we're gonna talk like it for most part.
Yeah.
I'll keep it kind of clean though. Like I kind of find it hard to get into porno if there's like no sounds whatsoever.
Yeah, it's because that auditory sense of moaning really gets you going because you think you're doing something to the person by, helping them reach orgasm.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. All right. I think I got some more questions on the whole Oh, right. Yeah. So she put screenshots of her conversations with her in Arcadum, where he asked her to do sexual act. I'm quoting that one. Sexual acts with her. Then say he didn't mean it, and it was just to see if she wanted to do the said sexual acts with him. Excuse me.
Okay. So
On top of that, she said he constantly asks if he excites me, if I have feelings, if I find him attractive. Yeah. This could be seen that he needed some sort of confidence boost. So, assuming he has low confidence, or low self-confidence, do you think it had a big role to play in this particular situation? I'm not talking with just Kelly. I'm talking with all the women.
So, with that bullshit excuse of I'm testing you to see if you want this, again, we're going to talk about Kay.
Yeah.
He did this to a girl.
Oh, right!
He broke up with her to see if she would go out with another person, which she did.
The next day!
And they went out together for 4 years. Or like 3 years. Something like 2 years? I forgot. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I think it was a little bit less than
a year. A year.
I like that big jump. We went from 4 to 3 to 1.
They broke up a few days after their 1 year anniversary. So Kay, in his head, I'm not comparing him to Arcadum, but he did have that same sense of, I'm going to test you to see if you're going to do this. And what that test can do is it can show you a person's true motives. It can show you a person's true interest in you. Now, Kay's ex was already fragile, I guess is the best way I can put it. She had been through some shit, and she thrived
from a relatively abusive household.
Yeah, so she thrived off of the love that Kay gave her, physically and emotionally. When Kay dumped her, she talked to me about it, and it broke her fucking heart that he would, because she didn't know why he did it. He just did it.
Yeah.
And whenever our friend, or my friend, consoled her and showed his true emotion for her, just
to keep them different, we got give him a nickname, I guess, so people don't confuse the two. S.
S.
Yeah.
So S was originally, I had known he had a crush on this girl.
Shit! All right, fuck. She's an S too, ain't she? All right.
Jay. We'll go with Jay. His real name.
Yeah.
Jay. So Jay. So S is the girl. So
yeah. All right. K is the original girlfriend. Kilo.
K is. Kilo.
All right. Just because K and J sound alike. All right. Kilo is the original boyfriend. Uh, what's the one for J? Juliet. Oh shit. All right, J is the.
Jasper.
We'll call him Jasper. Jasper is the second boyfriend,
And
the
then
one that's
S,
friends with Kodai here,
and then
and
S,
S will be the girl.
S, the girl. So when Kilo dumped S in high school to see her true emotions for him, Jasper, he had told me that he liked her, but he wasn't going to do anything out of respect for Kilo.
Yeah.
He saw him somewhat as, someone that he respected at the time. And when he found out that Kilo did what he did, it pissed him off. So
Yeah.
Jasper consoled S the best he could, but she started spiraling. From anyone who comes from an abusive household, depression and anxiety run deep. It shakes them to their core that she's already treated like shit at home. Kilo just dumped her like she was yesterday's garbage.
Yeah.
And
for
Jasper
no other reason than a confidence
no
boost.
Yes, so just to say that, so that's how she felt. No, okay, you had no right to do that to her, and I lost a lot of respect for Kilo after that day because I was like, first of all, fuck you. That's unacceptable by any means. I guarantee you were raised better than that, but that's a rant for another time.
That's a different rant for a different day. We got a lot of stories about Kilo.
So with that, Jasper, he doesn't come from an abusive household, but he does have depression and anxiety. He just had it.
Yeah, his Facebook post kind of made that quite obvious.
Yeah. So, he knew what she was going through. Kilo knew better than anyone what she had gone through, and yet he still did this for nothing but, I have power over this person, or something along those lines. Probably not to the extent of power, but just to build his confidence that, oh, boom, I was fucking right, even though it was a stupid fucking thing to be right about.
Yeah. Well, let's be fair, though. We never really put a whole hell of a lot of faith in his intelligence, to put it that way.
That is true.
We always made fun of him for being a fucking clown.
So when he did that, Jasper stayed up with her all fucking night. We were in high school. We had school the next day. Fucking Kilo dumped her on like a fucking Tuesday. Jasper stayed up until 5 o'clock in the fucking morning, making sure she didn't do anything to herself, because that's how fucking distraught she was.
Yeah.
That's how much that hurt her, She put her faith and love into a person. It was trashed, and it's made her spiral. And kind of like Kelly, Arcadum and her were not best friends, but they were really close friends. And when he started getting really fucking like clingy and just oppressive to her, it started in like blocking what she was able to do, always second guessing her, even when she was trying to be when she was honest with him. He would always second guess her, just to kind of keep her in that state of, I am right about you. So much so, Arcadum said something, I forgot what it was, but it broke her. She cried. She broke down and cried because of what he had said. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, you gotta be more specific than that, because there's
I think he had called her something. I think he was actually based off that, like, have fun with so and so type of message. Like, and like, you no longer respond to me. Just
the one about the how she got like new friends and shit.
Yeah. And
because she didn't like constantly retweet what he sent.
Yeah.
Or whatever he does.
So it made her feel like she was a shitty friend. Complete opposite. Kelly did everything a good friend does, and more, by servicing his sick fucking fantasy of banging in a VR room, just to kind of give him a boost in mood. She wanted to fucking help him.
Yeah.
And he took advantage of that. and coerced her into internet sex, basically.
Cyber sex, I think, is the
Inter-
proper term. Here,
internet sex.
put it this way. Kodai, we've known each other for what? 20 years at this point?
Yes.
In no situation ever would I ever let you touch my dick, my balls, or any of that. Meanwhile, this chick is all like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it, fine. If you really want to touch my, fuck it, I'll just speak normally. If you really want to touch my tits, yeah, fuck it, go for it, kind of thing. Yeah, I can't really think of a whole hell of a lot of friendships where they're like, yeah, fuck it, touch my titties. Fucking, put it up my shitter, I don't give a fuck. To put, I doubt that ever went to that extent, obviously. I'm, what's that word? Hyperbole. But, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, Kelly goes on to say, like, he goes on to say, I've been thinking about you all night. Like a fucking creep. And she's just trying to figure it out. She's like, why?
I mean, is that really, well, I guess if it's not like a chick that loves you back, I guess it could be seen as creepy. But I don't know, if it's like a girlfriend or something, I can understand
it's a
that.
girlfriend, I understand that.
If it's like the girl you're supposed to be right next to while you're fucking sleeping and thinking of this other chick.
So she goes on to, like, he's like, I also want you to know if you still want to participate in stuff like that with me. And if we are that close still, I'm not trying to make it weird. You have just been giving off some vibes that I see. Well, I suppose I have my answer then, no worries. Then she's like, I mean, I told you I haven't felt sexual lately. I think 3 different times now. But not flirty too? Oh yeah, this entire thing started with, do you like my flirting? No, it's fucking creepy. Stop. But it's just him just constantly asking the same fucking questions and saying, I don't want to make it weird. You're making it fucking weird by saying you don't want to make it weird, bud.
That ship's already sailed a long time ago.
You made it weird when you started asking her to fucking jerk off with you.
Yeah. Here, do me a favor though, real quick. Keep talking about this. I really gotta take a leak.
Okay, so so when it got to Kelly in one of these, so this was September 2nd. He's like, so Kelly says, well, when you say you only want me, it makes me feel bad that I'm like this, I guess. Because she doesn't want to flirt. That's the context. And she doesn't want to do anything sexual with him. That's the context. It makes her feel bad when he tells her, I like you. Well, I don't want to do you, is what she's saying, and it makes her feel bad because he's in her eyes, possibly, not saying that it is, it comes off as if he's wearing his heart on his sleeve, despite cheating on his 8-year girlfriend. Not the point. But he's wearing his heart on his sleeve. He's exposing him. He's making himself vulnerable with her. And she says, I don't want to do that. It makes her feel bad. It shouldn't, but it does. Because that's like, when someone's being vulnerable with you, you don't naturally want to just say no. You want them to be vulnerable around you, to be comfortable with talking to you. So he goes, like, she already has some idea that, or not. So Arcadum, after she says that she feels guilty for not wanting to do it, he's like, well, I figured you were better hearing you flirt with others at Landfur's place. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's a VR chat room, maybe. And, she calls him out on it, saying, like, aren't you doing stuff with others? And at the time, given the context, she was tipsy when they were in this chat room together. She goes on to say she's playful when she's drunk, and, she's felt odd, I guess, with him. And like this entire situation where he's trying to flirt with her and expose his feelings for which he did to fucking Momo like the next day. That's not the point.
Yeah, I think he did to Naomi.
Naomi, yeah, he did it to Naomi
I
the
don't
day
think
after.
he ever actually said anything like that to Momo.
I think Momo was just like they were really like best friends, and then he just started getting aggressive.
Yeah, basically being a dick, honestly.
Yeah, so like Kelly's like, she's saying I was drunk, stuff like that. I don't mean that, and that's probably true. Whenever you're drunk, you are a different person.
Yeah.
And, maybe she's a little more comfortable with her friends when she's drunk. So flirting becomes natural when she's had a few. He takes it, interprets it as, oh, she's flirting with other people, and he's getting pissed off about it. And this is where his like level of like manipulation just grows and grows and grows, because he's got that power over her now. He knows that she's playful when she's drunk, that she's comfortable with other people. A lot of them run in the same friend groups, I believe. And he knows these fucking people. Although he may not talk to them, he knows how to get in contact with them. And this is where he starts he starts saying other things like, why do you want to have intimacy with an internet girl on your birthday when you have a girlfriend? That doesn't make sense.
I mean, is it what's it called? I'm pretty sure it's actually kind of obvious.
But she's like, she already feels bad because he's told her that he likes her, and she doesn't feel the same way, and she's saying no to his sexual advances. When he says he likes her, it makes her feel bad because, like I had mentioned before, you weren't here. When someone's vulnerable, you don't want to tell them no when they're being vulnerable with you.
Yeah,
it's kind of a natural thing. When someone becomes vulnerable with you, you don't want to shut that down because you've reached a new point in your friendship where a person is comfortable being vulnerable around you now. So you want to kind of keep that relationship.
Yeah,
He's shown showed vulnerability. She feels guilty now. Shouldn't feel guilty, but she does. And boy, does he keep going and going, trying to make her feel guilty for doing shit with other people. It's like, bro, y'all ain't dating. No one cares if you fucking like her. Well, obviously the people you told do because they stopped talking to her.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't. You can still be friends with someone if you're in a relationship, unless that's just something you can't do anymore. But he's like, he starts going on about like how Kelly makes him feel better. He wants to talk to her only. He starts putting on that pressure again. Yeah. He's forcing her to basically talk to him. And unfortunately, she does. Not all the time, but she did for a minute. So it just keeps going on, and it gets harder to read because like you start really seeing what kind of person he is. You already have an idea he's a shit human being. Don't get me wrong. But when you actually see that that level of control start to get hard, basically starts to become suffocating on the victim, it's hard to fucking read. And I'm glad that I'm glad that she fucking exposed him for all of it. I think she was one of the first people to come out with her story, with her experience with Arcadum, and I truly appreciate her strength in that aspect that she was able to. She wanted to make her experience known so that other women wouldn't fall victim to his shit. And
Yeah.
I don't know what she does. They mentioned a music room a lot, so I think she may be a musician. And
As far as I know, Kelly Siren is she's in the music team of the Arcadum's channel. I guess that's the best to describe it.
I guess that would be the best way.
She's she writes music for him. We'll go with that.
Yeah. And it's just, she's risking her self. She's risking her. I don't know if this may be her full-time job. I don't know. But she's risking a lot. Her reputation is being put on the line when she shared this. And she did what a lot of other people weren't able to. She got proof while he edited messages. I believe. Like there's a small video where it literally shows these messages get edited in real time.
Well, nah, it didn't do that. So what she did was, she'll show the message. Well, first she'll show that it was actually Arcadum. She highlighted the date that he actually sent the messages. Then if you hover over the edited button, it'll show the date that it actually got edited.
So she may have been one of the first people to get proof that he was editing messages.
Yeah.
And then I believe Falcona came out and what's it called? She came out and showed these edited messages, and she also exposed that. And Momo also helped with the fact that she's like, he came to me.
The way it was explained to me, Momo was one of the first that, it didn't say the order, but Momo was one of the earliest ones. I sent you Naomi's, because that's the one with the whole
40-minute fucking Discord call.
Well, not even just that, the 17.8% thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I read through hers. But I saw Kelly's name pop up repeatedly, along with Falcona's. So that's why I sent you those two as well. Cry, honestly, I just pressed the, make new tab button on, 5 of them.
Uh-huh.
And Cry was one of the lucky recipients. To, put it that way. What can I say? I'm drunk.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear that a lot, by the way.
Yeah. But, so, on November 17th of 2020, he's doing the same old...
Kelly. We're still on
I'm almost
Kelly.
done. I'm almost done.
No. I'm not complaining or nothing. I'm just trying to follow along.
Okay, so November 17th, 2020, in Kelly's log, she mentions he's changing what he says and basically just trying to bullshit his way into justifying what he said. And she's like, I forgot what he did, but it says she mentioned, so you realized it was more of a confidence boost for you. After, he said, I woke up hard as a rock. I'm considering vapping myself. Why would you tell someone this? I don't fucking know, but he did. And
you mean to tell me you never woke up one morning and said, man, let me hit up a girl I like and let her know that I'm hard as a rock and I'm about to jerk off?
So, he did that same, I'm sorry, I did actually have any desire to do those things. I just, for some reason, had a problem with why. It's really weird. It's like, that sentence makes
it's just
no
the
sense.
male hormones that just went nuts in the morning.
God, it's just like those fucking people that whenever rape victims come out, people just say, boys will be boys.
I have never heard a guy actually say that.
Yeah, it happened, I think, was it the Brock thing when he raped that one girl in the alleyway when she was drunk?
That one, I would actually say that was a little bit of a different situation. They're just trying to fucking everything to keep that dude from getting arrested. Wait, was the Brock dude? No, he wasn't a football player.
He was a swimmer.
Oh, well, there's the reason.
Duh.
Like, if all of a sudden they came out that, I forget the name of the current quarterback of Alabama, but if it turned out he fucking killed 82 million people one day, the entirety of Alabama will make sure that motherfucker never sees steps one foot in prison. He didn't kill 82 million people. He just, tried to help him by stabbing him in the chest repeatedly with a knife while screaming, "Die." It's one of those situations, most likely. Because, let's be fair, colleges, I'm not saying only colleges in America are, but colleges in America are relatively fucking corrupt. Like, here, put it this way. Why the fuck are the taxes I'm paying to the state of Alabama going to Nick Saban's pocket? I love Nick Saban, don't get me wrong. But I find it fucked up that at one point, $11 million worth of Alabama taxpayer money, which, to be honest, most of us don't pay, are going to his pocket. Nick Saban, if you're ever watching this, I take back everything I said. Please win us another goddamn championship. If my dad's watching this, I take back everything I said. Please don't kill me.
So I think we've gone over Kelly and Falcona.
Yeah.
Last person that.
Yeah, we kind of touched upon Momo, but I'm not gonna lie, there was nothing that could really be said about Momos.
So
other than it's fucked up that he decided to slander one of his the chick that Falcona, the girl that he sexually assaulted, and slander her, basically say that
calling her unstable.
Yeah. Well. Actually, let me touch upon Cry real quick. Like, I know I told you I don't really have a hell of a lot of questions about Cry. Oh, shit, I really am drunk. I'm just, like, stuttering my words and shit.
Yeah.
But I do have one in particular.
Okay.
So, basically, the audio clip that she recorded, it was about him hitting on her, right?
Alright.
And... Sorry, this one makes me laugh. Because she tried to deflect by basically saying, hey, there's escorts you can use, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's obvious what she's trying to say. Meanwhile, his response was, "You did say no!"
What?
I shit you not. So, like, he was basically saying, trying to imply that she wants him, or he wants her to fuck him. She tells her, well, he didn't say, hey, you want to ride the old Arcadum coaster? Or nothing like that, right? It was, he was implying that he wants to fuck and have some sort of sexual release. She just says, well, there's escorts that you can use.
Yeah.
Which basically means, fuck no, I'm not fucking you. To his response was, "You didn't say no."
Why?
So, what kind of retardation do you think he has? Where that wasn't a good enough no. She needed to specifically say those 2 letters.
I genuinely don't know. You would figure common sense dictates when someone says get a fucking escort, that means I don't want to fuck you. And his big thing is you didn't say no? Did he think that sounded funny?
No, this was a legitimate, you didn't say no.
It's almost like him trying to justify the fact that it's like basically justifying, you know, banging an unconscious person. They didn't say no.
Oh yeah,
The fuck
the,
kind of logic is that?
yeah. So Mr. Johnson, we saw that we caught you on footage fucking a dead person. What do you gotta say about that? Well, she can't say no, so technically it's a yes.
I'm at a loss for words at that fucking response that he gave. You didn't say no, bro. No. When someone says go fuck a fucking whore or a prostitute, it means go fuck a prostitute and leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait. During that audio, I won't lie. I kind of the cries thing was kind of all over the place, so I wasn't really paying too much attention. As soon as that was said, oh, it caught my full attention, and I was on the floor laughing.
Jesus Christ.
I apologize, Cry, if you're ever watching this. I doubt you are, but his reaction was funny. What can I say? Yeah,
all right. So
hers, I couldn't really read all that much. It felt like it was jumping all over the place. So basically, this is a quick summary. She said that so Arcadum knew that she was vulnerable from the start. She didn't exactly say why, but basically she said she was at rock bottom, living in a spare room with a goal to volunteer somewhere I was passionate about, which was, role playing. So she reached out to Arcadum and explained her circumstance and basically asked if, she was willing to work for free, just to gain experience and get her name, build her name up.
Oh.
Hijinks ensue. There was a situation where one of his staff members at Arcadum got into a bit of an argument. An unprovoked argument that Arcadum started. She tried to talk to him about it afterwards. Apparently he started hitting on her at one point. And, kind of like went off on her too. And all of a sudden, I was dealing with PTSD from my assault. Right, wait, what the fuck? Wait, what assault? Where the hell did that come from? That was the reason why I was kind of confused. That just kind of came out of nowhere. That we'll leave it at there before we get our shit kicked in. All right. The last one I guess we can talk about is Naomi.
So Naomi and Arcadum had been friends for, I forgot how long she said. It's been a while. They've been friends for a few years. And she never thought that, that Arcadum was capable of being a fucking dirtbag in a piece of garbage.
That's kind of what happens with
abuse people.
Yeah, abuse, yeah. But,
you don't really know.
The guy that's doing the abuse of this generally not a complete idiot, so he's really good at manipulating them and basically brainwashing them, I guess best to describe it. So, he's good at making all of these women believe that he's not a complete piece of shit.
So, let's see. So, Naomi goes on to say that her entire interaction, like, when a lot of this shit started, so it was January 19th of 2020. It's almost 2 years ago, where he brought up some domestic shit. So, the thing that I've noticed among all of his victims so far is they are all victims of some type of abuse.
Yeah. I haven't just that.
And the thing that I think the reason he targets and grooms women who were abused is he has in Kelly's thing, I'm going to go back to it a little bit. He had mentioned how he helped someone because he wanted to help someone and he made the world a better place. He literally says, I made the world a little bit better. And with all of these things,
let's be fair. He did make good videos.
I'm not even gonna touch upon that right now.
I'm kidding.
So,
well, I mean, let's be fair though. He said he made it a better place. Let's just say he made it with good videos. Granted, we're just gonna completely take the negatives that he's done. You know, the whole abusing women and manipulating them and all that fun stuff, and take it out of the equation. He just said he made it better. He didn't say he made it that better.
Okay, so.
Sorry, I'm drunk.
Back to what I was saying. All of these women all of these women were victims of abuse. He made it in their eyes at first that he is a safe person to talk to.
Yeah.
He is a good person. These are all, and like he wants to be praised for this kind of shit. You know, that's kind of the vibe I get. And just from the fact that he's like, he goes out of his way to be like, I made the world a better place because I help people.
Kind of savior complex.
Hero syndrome is what it's called.
I thought it was called savior complex.
I guess that's another word for it, but hero syndrome is how I learned it.
What about protagonist syndrome? He does have that. Let's be fair. Well,
he's
I guess
basically just one giant fucking anime character. The way he fucking talks.
I was the most evil I could have been 10 years ago. That's not exactly how he worded it. But holy shit. Well, we'll touch upon that a little bit later. When we get to the laughing at him portion.
So, let's see. I had it somewhere in my thing.
Your thing?
In my notes, hold on.
No, I know. I thought you were just gonna repeat your thing. Sorry, I blame what was the name of them two? Yahtzee and Gabriel when they were still making videos together. I'm gonna go into the poop. The poop. The poop.
I can't
actually, I
accidentally backed out of it. Fuck. Anyway, say what you're gonna say.
Once we get to the actual audio portion of the of Naomi's account, there's a shitload I want to talk about. Actually, I got several questions for you about it. I figured with the audio stuff or with an actual recording, you can it's easier for you to give me an unofficial psych eval on them.
Let me pull up the recording here. Which one? There's two.
Wait a minute. Oh, sorry. The 40-something minute one.
Okay. So I did the TLDR version of it, the footnotes, like her.
Oh, you didn't actually listen to it, you bastard.
So, do you remember around when?
Shit. Give me a second. Let's see. Well, this one you kind of have to listen to the whole thing for my particular notes. Let's see.
I was a soldier.
No, not just that. That's also a question I want to ask you. But, yeah, a couple of these you can actually, two of these I specifically wanted you to listen to the whole thing so I can ask you about them, but if that's the case, then fuck.
You asked Azel about certain things, so I can touch upon it next week.
I guess so, yeah.
So, let's go.
Alright, everybody in chat that's actually interested in this, we're gonna talk about more next week, too.
Yeah, we're gonna, it's probably not gonna be the entire podcast, but it'll be probably half of it. Chunk. Yeah, it'll be a decent chunk, so.
I'm talking to my friend, Koda, he's majored in psychology, but his goal is to be I forget what your goal is off the top of my head.
Special needs teacher.
Yeah, special needs teacher. Wherein this girl wants to be an actual psychologist. No offense, Koda. So we'll have a bunch of perspectives on it. So we'll talk more about next week. My friend, her name's Hazel, by the way. She won't be on. I just sent her the questions, and she'll send me something, and I'll talk about next week. Hopefully, I'm not feeling the need to be lit up next week. Honestly, this week I had like 6-7 beers sitting in the refrigerator that's been there for a good minute, so I figure I might as well finish them. Next week I'm gonna be drinking rum and coke though. Yeah. But yeah, that fucking Heineken's really done a number on me.
I can tell.
Yeah. Sorry, which I don't get. These two Bud Lights I felt perfectly fine with. The second I started drinking this Heineken, it's like, alright, knock out.
Heineken is a higher fermentation, so it ferments longer, so you're getting more of the... You're basically ingesting more of the fermentation process than you would in a Bud Light.
Well, I can't tell you how much alcohol this thing has, because my room is... the light ain't currently working right now.
Yeah.
So I can't see shit. Wait, here, let me try to turn it on again. Yeah, so for some reason, right. I guess most Americans or not Americans, but most people that aren't from Japan won't know of this particular setting, but there's a lot of Japanese lights have this, I can't call it low setting, but it's like kind of an orange light that a lot of Japanese people like to use for sleep. Right now, my light is stuck on that, and the remote is in an area I can't reach. It basically falls in between the wall of bed, and I can't pull the bed out to reach in and grab it.
Huh.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm pretty much kind of SOL for the time being.
Yeah.
Alright, so, I guess there is one thing I could talk about with the, whole... I do want to ask you about the Naomi's part. So he does mention his time in the military a couple of times. Like obviously the part where he says that he's a soldier. There's a couple. He talks about how he's tough. He's a soldier. He spent time in the military, or something military. I forget exactly the exact verbiage he used. But do you think that has something to, like, anything to do with any of this here?
Like the way he sees people?
Maybe, yeah.
So, a big
he says
thing...
soldier, so keep that in mind. So I'm assuming army most likely.
Yeah, so a lot of the time I've noticed is like soldiers are cynical in nature, and they like nihilistic humor. And you know, maybe he was, let's say he served the average 2 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he's immersed in military culture and the people, and he's immersed into this humor. And I think I know the part you're talking about, because I remember he had banter with Naomi that really fucked her up.
Yeah.
Really kind of upset her. And, you know, he just, in his head, he did nothing wrong. In her head, she basically said, nobody fucking likes you.
Yeah.
You know, in the military, that kind of joke is common, especially among soldiers and Marines. You know, their humor is very much like that.
Very
you know, they
mean.
Very mean, and they, you know, to them it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So maybe, I think his sense of humor was shaped by his time in the military. So in his head, saying something like that to a person is literally just him bantering with them. But someone, assuming Naomi has no exposure to military culture or anything in that regard, she wouldn't understand that humor. So instead of how he may have meant it, I don't know if he was actually just trying to be fucking mean to her or if it was genuinely him bantering.
Yeah, that part wasn't... Yeah, it was after the said banter was said and done.
But, like, you can tell, like, he does have that, like, you know, like, he doesn't like snowflake kind of mentality with, like, just simple phrases he said, like, I will refrain from bantering with you so you have a safe place, or whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah, he did go on about like the PC crowd and stuff like that at one point.
Yeah, so his mentality may be very much from his time as a soldier. I don't know if he did any tours in Afghanistan or Iraq.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. So, a lot of soldiers who served in like the 90s to the 2010s, they've seen a side to humanity that not a lot of people have access to. They've seen people kill people just to kill them, they've seen their friends die. They've been desensitized to violence, and their release from, all the violence was this humor of, we're all gonna fucking die. We might as well just fuck around about it.
Yeah.
So he may
kind of like the what was it, combat engineer video we saw that one time. Alright, they all are nonchalant about getting blown up, but does everyone notice that they're using Kevin as a meat shield here?
And he may see people a lot differently than Naomi, because she didn't serve in the military that we know of. She hasn't served, so she hasn't been around that. So he may, in his head, humor's subjective. So he thinks he's being fucking hilarious, because that kind of joke would fly with soldiers and like the people he was deployed with or whatever. Yeah. But that kind of humor doesn't fly.
To be fair to old Arcadum, the joke was relatively benign.
Yeah,
the joke was, you're the kind of girl that don't get invited back to parties, I believe.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting that verbatim.
And I think it was a benign joke, it's shit, we say shit like that all the time.
No, we go a step beyond that, don't lie.
So we get worse.
Koda, our main game when we were in the drama club, at least as far as improv games go, was called Torture, where we would go try to list different ways of torturing each other and one-up each other. Honestly, you didn't even play it right, because I'll just do something as simple as, I'll rip off your toenails. And you'll jump immediately to, I'll cut your fucking head off, and then fuck it. Well, I can't beat that! What the fuck am I supposed to do?
I made sure I won the game.
You're not supposed to fucking win! We're supposed to work together to one-up!
But so the joke was benign. She took it, she got offended by it. And, teach their own. What he should have done is just apologized and moved on.
Yeah.
What he did
was the complete fucking opposite.
He basically belittled her for taking it, and then he just kept saying, you're thinking too much into it. You're thinking too much into it. Which,
let's be fair to him,
possibility.
Though. Yeah, she kind of was.
Yeah, so, but, like I said, me and you, we grew up around military. So we're used to that kind of humor already.
Yeah.
She's
not. I'm not gonna lie though, I do like the fact that he was completely unapologetic, and then at one point, 2 minutes in, he's just completely unapologetic, and all of a sudden he was like, "Now, back to what I was saying before I was interrupted." If it was in an anime, perfect. That was awesome. But since this is real life, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. But yeah, I think his time in the military could have, it shapes the way you see people. So, that's probably what it did. Is, the way he sees people is the way he saw them when he joined the military.
What about he saw them as crunchies?
If he was a tank operator, maybe.
Man, I kind of, this is off topic, but, it's kind of fucked up to realize that after I'm already too old to join the military, There actually was an MOS waiting for a guy like me.
Yeah, tanker.
Hell yeah. Bruh, just imagine. If I was a tanker, I could show up, like, after I, get out of the military. I could have, I could show up 3 hours late every day and leave 5 hours early. Who the fuck is gonna stop me?
That's
Hey,
true.
City, what the fuck? You were 3 hours late. Yeah, but, I had to park the tank, and keep in mind, I know exactly where you live and what car which car you drive. And feel free to continue being 3 hours late.
But
Park a car right in the middle of a Toyota.
But she did go on to say, like, for the benefit, like, giving her the benefit of the doubt, like, apparently they do banter all the time, but I guess that particular joke, maybe she did suffer from something like that already, so it brought back some shit, brought back some unwanted memories.
The way she was making it seem, like she was having a bad day that day.
Yeah, so, it was...
Yeah. But, do me a favor.
Huh.
Keep talking about this situation. I'll be right back.
Okay, so we continue with what's it called? With Naomi. So, he does what he does with Kelly. Probably not as doesn't get as bad as what he did to Kelly or Falcona for that matter. But he does basically he tries to get so much pity from Naomi, and her trying to be a good friend, gives it to him. Like, she's not pity, but she genuinely cares about him. But she's trying to help him through a situation that he's had issues with. His supposed abusive vice. She's trying to help him get through all of that, and she really wants him to, what's it called, be better, I suppose. So she indulges that she says it's pity baiting, and she indulges it just to kind of try and help him. But she goes on with her closing statement, and it says, I had his back. I defended him in the past. Before I know all that I know now, I stayed silent for so long. I encouraged him, tried to be a good friend of him. So did every other woman that is speaking out now. And every woman that is too afraid to speak of him to speak her truth. We made so much great content together. He inspired so many women for so long. Posting this now.
Yeah, you skipped some lines. He inspired so much love for roleplay.
He inspired so much love for roleplay, yet he actually made that incredible and creative space extremely unsafe for so many women for so long. Posting this now, I feel a deep sadness and disappointment, but I also want to make sure he doesn't hurt anyone else like this. I'm going to link their tweets under this thread. I don't know what more to say or do. The truth needed to be heard. And I think that's where I would end my entire thing, is I don't know what more to say. We've said everything.
We got more. Trust me, we got more.
You got more, but I think that'd be for next week, yeah?
This is his response that just, this is his response.
you covered
and then we got the epilogue.
Yeah.
Alright, so his response is basically, well, oops, is the best I can describe it. Oh, and my personal favorite. Let me try to find it real quick. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, here we go. I have never engaged in inconsequential, I have never engaged in inconsensual activity. So, this whole Falcona situation, that never happened, apparently.
Dang.
Yeah. That's the main part I was going to talk about. Basically, Tiffany's been his truest friend, blah, 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 despite, me trying to betray her trust repeatedly. Alright.
Feel bad for Tiffany.
Yeah.
She was right to go fuck off around him.
Honestly, yeah, if I was in Arcadum's shoes, I wouldn't like this either, but the thing she did was apparently just do some erotic roleplay with someone. Yo, the shit that Arcadum was fucking doing.
Yeah.
So, fucking cry me a goddamn river, Arcadum. She's doing the exact same thing that you were doing, and no, but she fucked up. Go to fucking hell, you dumb cunt.
Yeah, and just the fact that you can be upset at your wife for engaging in fucking erotic roleplay. Meanwhile, you actually fucking assault a woman physically in her home, making her feel unsafe. And the one place she should feel safe is in her home.
Yeah.
And you just being there fucking scared the shit out of her. She had to lock her door. So, in this fucking situation, you are in the wrong. Point, like, plain and simple. And I'm pretty sure everyone will agree. You don't deserve any pity, and you don't deserve a second chance.
Yeah.
But for me, that's enough. For one night.
Oh, you're gonna get more angry.
Take it. I'm gonna let Sydney take it away.
No, trust me, you're gonna enjoy this. All right, so in a situation like this, like let's just say in Louis C.K.'s case, when all he did was consensually masturbate in front of women. How long has he been canceled?
Like 3 years.
Yeah, and he came back for
a stand-up
Skakefest one time, and no one's heard from him before or since, for the most part. So 3 years, let's just say, like assuming he comes out this year and decides to make his comeback. How long would you give Arcadum?
Fuck, I have no idea, man. I genuinely
how about 1 month?
What?
No. I shit you not. He's trying to plan his comeback 1 fucking month.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, so this is all from Naomi's Twitter. Alright, here's a summary of alleged events. Arcadum promised to leave Ferrum. Oh, Ferrum is the name of his, the world he created for D&D.
Okay.
Arcadum promised to leave Ferrum, etc., and transfer the server to NERP. I don't know who NERP is. He then supposedly retracted his statement, canceled the server transfer, and started making plans to come back in a month with a PR team to Twitch and Discord. And people actually kept this knowledge a secret and made their own server to move into since he wasn't going to give up ownership as promised. And an announcement was made and people left en masse. Here's the exact quote from someone named Chris Fox. After speaking with Arcadum, he has informed me that he will not be handing the server over to me as he announced, as he would, and that he would be canceling the transfer on the back end. This means that he will still be in control of this server. He has also informed us that he will be back in a month or so when he gets up in his new apartment. Oh, so I'm assuming his wife threw him out for good fucking reason.
Yep.
We don't know exactly what that means, but it does involve him wanting his server back. The Living World of Cyric, I don't know what that is. The Living World of Cyric server has been adapted to have this server as a part of itself. It will be separated with 2 tags, the Living World tag and the Gaming tag, as to reduce bloat, though you can opt in for both. And the rest of this crap, I don't know what it means. So basically, he's not handing his fucking thing over. Almost immediately, Arcadum and his teams make calls. An announcement is made that this was miscommunication, that he isn't canceling this transfer, that he's going to make his own server. So, of course, everyone called BS and gaslighting. I'm just going to read this whole thing.
Okay.
Reports are coming in of Arcadum freaking out over calls, flip-flopping hard, following his usual playbook of what to do if he doesn't get his way or he's in trouble. This is all from Naomi Oops, by the way.
Okay.
Or Naomi Oop. The situation is a mess, all stemming from, once again, his lies. Or, sorry, his miscommunication. I like that jab, Naomi. The thing that blows my mind is that it's been a week since his post, his calls, his tears, all the BS. It seems that he put absolutely no energy into any actual resolution, and instead wasting his energy into figuring out how he can either get on top of the situation or burn it all down. Oh, okay, wait, no, never mind. That's the end of the epilogue. Basically, he's trying to make his comeback 1 month after everything. Yeah, you remember when Bill Cosby got hit up for raping all them women? How he came back within 1 month? Because nothing says Oh, go ahead.
I genuinely hope he loses this fucking server.
I think well, I don't know how servers work so too much, so I can't really judge on that. Well, I mean, it don't matter. People are already saying, fuck this server, we'll go move to this other server on our own. They're making exoduses.
Discord should get rid of it.
I don't know if it's an actual Discord server or not. It could be like an actual legit website. And I don't know, me personally, when it comes to like Discord stepping in on shit like that, unless it's like something that's legitimately breaking the law, like, you know, child porn or anything like that, I don't agree with that one too much. But let's be fair, I will admit that I believe in the Second Amendment maybe a bit too much. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens next week, I suppose.
Yep, for now this concludes
this
episode.
I'm pretty lit up, to say the least, so I'm not too sure how much longer I can keep up.
Alright, well, on that note, thank you for listening.
Yeah, should we shout out everybody in the thing? Okay, alright, so shout outs to Academy Impossible, thanks for seeing you every week. Troop Dog, never seen you before, how's it going? Let's see. Oh god, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, my dude, but Rabs, thanks for coming out. Laura Craft, how's it going? MetaViews, thanks for sticking around. And Shanuala, thank you guys. Alright, and see you guys next week.
See you guys next week.
First half, we're gonna talk about this a little bit more. Next week we'll probably be more or less laughing at Arcadum's with the whole 18 and 18. What was it? 18.7 or 17.8?
17.8.
17.8 thing.
The statistics.
Yeah.
And then I think we'll touch more upon Naomi's side of things next week as well.
Yeah, because I
don't think we gave her as much time as we probably should have, but
yeah. But by God, it's gonna be great.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I'm actually what's that word? I'm actually kind of excited. I'm shaking with enthusiasm. So,
but we'll see y'all next week.
See you guys. Have a good night.
Good.
Peace.